Hi everyone, I am back and today I'm going to be talking about Escada, especially Escada. I wrote some notes down so I wouldn't ramble as much this time. I did not know that this fragrance even existed, and especially Escada, super excited about this fragrance because I have not loved an Escada fragrance since Escada collection. Much lamented in my particular case. Escada scents for me are short-lived, so whatever is in them, and that probably works out really well for, I think, kind of the younger crowd, which they're typically targeted to. So what do I love about this? First of all, I love that it is pink. Anyone who knows me knows that I love pink everything. I think it's just such a girly, delicious color. So, and look, I actually wound up getting a sample. I didn't even ask for it. Normally I have to ask for everything. I didn't even ask, and the girl saw me spray it on. I was like, here, let me give you a sample. So there's another lesson, guys. When you want to sample something, ask, 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 ask. I think I'm lucky I live in Texas, so in general, I find that sales assistants here are pretty accommodating about everything, and I think that's just part of the culture here. But I have no shame. Like I've said before, I will ask anywhere. I have taken sample bottles myself and sprayed things. I don't really care. If I want to sample it, I'm going to try to find a way to get it. You know, it's a beg, borrow, or steal. Stealing is wrong kind of thing. So, what did I think about this fragrance? So I saw it and I was like, I definitely have to try this on, pick it up. I hate the cap. Is it okay for me to say that? There are probably some people that love the cap on this thing, but it's like as long as the bottle, and it's gold, and maybe it does appeal to a younger crowd. I'm not sure, but it's like ungainly. Is that the right word to use this for this? So the bottle is a nice kind of like rectangular kind of shape, a nice heavy feeling, which I like. But then you have this giant cap that is as long, and it's like weird and awkward to try and lift this gold cap off of the bottle. I don't know, maybe it's just me. So when I first sprayed it on, it's a little, I get a little blast of alcohol at first, which I was like, oh, I'm not sure if I'm going to like this. But then right away I started to notice like a fruity, kind of fresh smell to it. So this is definitely a rose-based scent. If you go and you look at the Escada website, they have some really lovely advertising, which is like these beautiful gardens and a young girl out, and she's like, I think she's climbing a ladder or something, I don't know. And roses everywhere, which roses are also my favorite flower. The impression kind of what I got of this. I did notice a definite fruity tone. So I've resprayed this a couple of times, and now I understand that fruitiness is the pear. After reading some of the notes, I was like, oh yeah, that's definitely what I get. So I get the pear, I get the rose, and I get a beautiful muskiness in this. And when I went and I read some information on Fragrantica and the Escada website as well, they use Ambrette in this for the musky tone. And what I discovered today, and I'm super excited about, is that Now Smell This, that web blog, they have a directory which gives you some information about the particular ingredients in a fragrance. Never knew this existed, so while Googling today, find out. And they talk about in there the Ambrette, the seeds of the Ambrette plant are used. You can get the fragrance from them, and it's used in place of musk. So this is really beautiful musk for me. I'm going to talk in another video about musk because I am a nosmic to lots of different types of musk, which a lot of people are, and you probably don't know it. So that can really cause differences in the way people experience scents as well, depending on if you're a nosmic to certain things. So I am very excited about these musk, and there's also Ylang in here. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I never know if I'm pronouncing it wrong. So I find this really beautiful. They also said, like, part of the fragrance propaganda, what they're selling it as. It's supposed to be the smell of morning dew on roses. And I found an aquatic freshness in here. Now, I'm going to say to you all that when I first sprayed it on, I was like, oh, it's Stella and Nautica. I used to love Nautica back when I first graduated from boot camp in the Navy, and, you know, I was like, oh, Nautica perfectly fits me, which is corny now, but it's fine. I've always been kind of a little bit nerdy, and I can deal with that. But I wouldn't say it smells like Nautica. It's just something in there. It kind of, maybe it's that, like, a little bit of that freshness. And I don't want to scare anybody, because I know, especially when we start talking about potentially cologne in a fragrance, some people run screaming, like they don't want to have anything to do with that. But I think it's really well done in here. It's just like a fresh rose, which I think is hard to do. It's harder than people think, especially the connotation of a rose, because people tend to think, you know, of that as a more mature incense. So I really love how this is done. I have to be honest and say that the lasting power is not great. For me, I probably get maybe an hour. And that's kind of been true with all Escada fragrances. My skin definitely eats fragrance of all types. So I have to really get long-lasting things. But for me, this is especially short-lived. This is probably out. I highly suggest testing this. This is the first time I've seen it, and I spend a lot of time in places like Ulta, Sephora, stuff like that. So hopefully it's going to be readily available to test for everybody for the holiday season. But I definitely recommend this. If you're willing to take not long-lasting power, I think it's a lovely scent. So thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.